Time for Table Talk as we welcome in Jastremski and Chris LoPresti. A win's a win, but the Knicks needed Jalen Brunson to bail them out on Friday. So, JJ, are you more encouraged that the Knicks pulled out a win, or are you more discouraged by another game not playing to their potential?
So, Julie, to me, I'm a little bit more discouraged because of the sluggishness that I've seen in way too many games to kick off this season. You go back to that game they put against the Utah Jazz, the Knicks didn't show up and ended up costing them the game. Utah hit a gazillion threes. Tom Thibodeau just referenced it a moment ago. Team was stuck in the mud. This time it was from the offensive side of the ball. I mean, Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby were awful. It took Karl Anthony Towns forever to get going. And you're right, Jalen Brunson put the Superman cape on and basically willed the Knicks to a victory. So it's tough to complain, CeeLo, about a winning road trip because you did go on the road for 5. I know there's a lot of travel involved, but I have a higher standard for this Knicks team this year. This is a team that has championship aspirations going into the year. I want a little more out of these games. I want a little more out of these starts. So I'm holding them to a much higher standard. But, yeah, I'm discouraged. I need more.
Absolutely. And in this particular game to wrap up the road trip, even though they won, it is discouraging from a number of angles, some of which JJ covered. The sluggish start, again, it's not a good sign when Tom Thibodeau, even after a win, is having to talk about reminding his team of the need to hustle. That's his MO. So if this team is going to struggle with that throughout the course of the year, and he's got to publicly say that afterwards, a little easier after a win than after a loss to put that out there publicly. But look, you're talking about a Hornets team that's not great to begin with. They're without LaMelo Ball, a bunch of other regulars. The Knicks were going to be a big favorite in this game to begin with, ended up a double-digit favorite. And for them to have to sweat that out down the stretch and Brunson have to work his magic, it's not a great sign. I will give them it's the end of a long road trip, coming back from the west to the east. I'm sure they're looking forward to getting back home. But, yeah, not exactly inspiring to wrap it up.
Right. You guys both sort of touched on this, but the story of the season so far for the Knicks has been the inconsistency. And, CeeLo, why is this team able to put up 145 on the Nuggets, but then not even 100 on the Hornets?
A couple of things. I mean, look, the slow starts for sure. These last 2 games, the one in Dallas and then the one in Charlotte as well, 15 first-quarter points, turning the basketball over. We saw in the highlight there, in addition to having a rough shooting night from Mikal Bridges, or shooting afternoon, I should say, there was a turnover there as well. And JJ touched on Anunoby. He was great in Denver, 40 points. Since then, 8 against Dallas, 8 against the Hornets. So a couple of the key guys in the starting lineup, I think, have gone cold shooting on the trip. It's led to some of the inconsistency here for the team.
I also think you have to take into account a lot of new pieces on this team. And we're still talking about the early stages of this year. And I do expect that cohesion, that rhythm, that flow that you saw from the Knicks basically from the minute they made the Anunoby trade last year until the end of the postseason is going to be regained at some point. We saw in that Denver game what this Knicks team can do when they're firing on all cylinders. We just haven't seen it consistently enough. But if you're looking for a positive, Julie, we're talking about all of this unevenness. We're talking about all of these issues the team is facing. Still have a winning record, and they're still basically right where they were a year ago.
Right, and speaking of winning, OG does have a ring to his name.
He sure does.
Now, the Knicks have a 4-game homestand coming up. Only the Magic are above 500. That's the next NBA Cup game. JJ, what do you see what do you want to see from this team over this stretch?
Get on a run. I know that's really simplistic. I know that's basic, but you see that schedule right there. Orlando's a good team. Wagner's playing great. They're very tough-minded. You're not going to be able to mail it in against the Magic. The other 3 teams on that schedule stink. You should be able to win the rest of those games. And quite frankly, CeeLo, I look at that stretch and say, if you beat the Magic, go 4-0.
Impose your will. Let's have some one-sided affairs here where you don't have to sweat it out down the stretch. And maybe Brunson and the rest of the starters don't have to play 40 minutes or give it all the gas down the stretch in the fourth quarter. And you'd like to see them get off to some better starts, right? That plagued them on this road trip. So get Anunoby going, get Bridges going early, get them the ball in their hands. They're making some shots. The crowd gets into it. All of a sudden, there's that energy and that life, and it allows for the hustle that Tom Thibodeau was talking about.